Lindsay the Librarian here with another episode of the Book Report, sharing all the book and library news you need to know about this month. So first of all, let's talk about some books. So the first we have up, Do Not Become Alarmed by Miley Malloy. When Liv and Nora decide to take their husbands and children on a holiday cruise, everyone is thrilled. The adults are lulled by the ship's comfort and ease. The 4 children, ages 6 to 11, love the nonstop buffet and their newfound independence. But when they all go ashore for an adventure in Central America, a series of minor misfortunes and miscalculations leads the families farther from the safety of the ship. One minute the children are there, and the next they're gone. The disintegration of the world the families knew, told from the perspectives of both the adults and the children, is both riveting and revealing. The parents, accustomed to security and control, turn on each other and blame themselves, while the seemingly helpless children discover resources they never knew they possessed. Do Not Become Alarmed is a story about the protective forces of innocence and the limits of parental power, and an insightful look at privileged illusions of safety. Celebrated for her spare and moving fiction, Miley Malloy has written a gripping novel about how quickly what we count on can fall away and the way a crisis shifts our perceptions of what matters most. And this one got a star review from Booklist and Kirkus. And it's also on everybody's must-read books of the summer. All right, second we have one of my favorites, The Day of the Duchess by Sarah MacLean. Malcolm Bevingstoke, Duke of Haven, has lived the last 3 years in self-imposed solitude, paying the price for a mistake he can never reverse and a love he lost forever. The dukedom does not wait, however, and Haven requires an heir, which means he must find himself a wife by summer's end. There's only one problem. He already has one. After years in exile, Seraphina, Duchess of Haven, returns to London with a single goal: to reclaim the life she left and find happiness unencumbered by the man who broke her heart. Haven offers her a deal. Sarah can have her freedom just as soon as she finds her replacement, which requires her to spend the summer in close quarters with the husband she does not want but somehow cannot resist. The Duke has a single summer to woo his wife and convince her that despite their broken past, he can give her forever, making every day the day of the Duchess. And this one got a star review from Booklist, Kirkus, and Library Journal, and myself. All right, up next we have a nonfiction collection of stories called The Moth Presents All These Wonders. It's edited by Catherine Burns, and it has a foreword by Neil Gaiman, and also a beautiful cover. It's celebrating the 20th anniversary of storytelling phenomenon The Moth, with 45 unforgettable true stories about risk, courage, and facing the unknown, drawn from the best ever told on their stages. Carefully selected by the creative minds at The Moth and adapted to the page to preserve the raw energy of live storytelling, All These Wonders features voices both familiar and new. Alongside Louis C.K., Tig Notaro, John Turturro, and Meg Wolitzer, readers will encounter an astronomer gazing at the surface of Pluto for the first time, an Afghan refugee learning how much her father sacrificed to save their family, a hip-hop star coming to terms with being a one-hit wonder, a young female spy risking everything as part of Churchill's secret army during World War II, and more. High school student and neuroscientist alike, the storytellers share their ventures into uncharted territory and how their lives were changed indelibly by what they discovered there. With passion and humor, they encourage us all to be more open, vulnerable, and alive. All right, next we have Persons Unknown by Susie Steiner. In this brilliant crime novel from the author of Missing Presumed, a detective investigates her most personal case yet, a high-profile murder in which her own family falls under suspicion. As dusk falls, a young man staggers through a park far from home, bleeding from a stab wound. He dies where he falls, cradled by a stranger, a woman's name on his lips in his last seconds of life. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Detective Manon Bradshaw handles only cold cases. 5 months pregnant, in pursuit of a work-life balance rather than romantic love, she's focused on being a good mother to her two children, her adopted 12-year-old son, Fly Dent, and the new baby. But the man died just yards from the police station where she works, so Manon can't help taking an interest. And as she sidles in on the briefing, she learns that the victim, a banker from London worth millions, is more closely linked to her than she could have imagined. When the case begins to circle in on Mannon's home and her family, she finds herself pitted against the colleagues she once held dear, Davy Walker and Harriet Harper. Can Mannon separate what she knows about the people she loves from the suspicion hanging over them? Can she investigate the evidence just as she would with any other case? Persons Unknown shows acclaimed author Susie Steiner writing her most intricate, suspenseful novel yet. And it got a star review from Kirkus, Booklist, and Publishers Weekly. All right, up next, we have something that hardly ever happens on the book report, a Western, which is why I wanted to talk about it, because I know I've got Western readers out there. So this one is The Last Cowboys of San Geronimo by Ian Stansel. And it's a contemporary Western debut about two brothers locked in a deadly feud, a woman on horseback trailing her husband's killer, and the inescapable ties of home and family. When Silas Van Looy flees home on horseback to avoid capture for his brother's murder, he is soon followed by both the police and his brother's wife, Lena, who is intent on exacting revenge. She reluctantly lets her trusted sable assistant join her in a journey across the wilds of Northern California in the hopes of catching Silas for one final showdown. Stansel follows the chase and shares the story of the brothers' rise from hardscrabbled childhood to the reign as the region's preeminent horse trainers, tracking the tense sibling rivalry that ultimately leads to the elder's death. A fully realized tale that challenges notions of the modern West, The Last Cowboys of San Geronimo will satisfy fans of Kent Ruff, Larry McMurtry, Molly Gloss, and Smith Henderson, and establish Stansel as a new voice in this grand tradition. And it got a star review from Library Journal. All right, last we have The Little Excavator by Anna Dewdney, who you might know as the author of the Llama Llama books. And this is a new character ready to dig his way into your heart. There's loader and dump truck, backhoe and crane. They're ready to transform a vacant lot into a neighborhood park. And who wants to help most of all? Little Excavator. But are there any jobs for someone so small? Anna Dewdney's signature rhyming text and inviting illustrations make this a perfect read aloud for fans of things that go. And I've heard from certain 3-year-olds that it is very good. And it's also really, really cute. And it got a star review from Kirkus. All right, so that's it for all the books well, not all the books this month, all the ones that I wanted to talk about. But if you don't see something here that you want to read, we'll be glad to help you with that at the library. And we have a little thing called Prescribed Pages. It's a form that you can fill out online. You fill it out and we'll give you reading recommendations personalized to you. And there's a contest going on this month. So look for more information for that on our website. Summer reading is in full swing. And it wraps up at the end of this month. So if you haven't logged all your hours, be sure to do that. And you can win prizes and get to go to parties and all kinds of fun things. We've got we've got programs going on all across the system for teens, kids, and adults. So for teens, we've got the Art of Cosplay in Monroe on the 17th, and in Marshall at the end of the month on the 28th, there's an escape room, which is all the rage these days. It's going to be really fun. For kids, they have a birdhouse workshop in Monroe on the 19th. You can learn about birds and build your own birdhouse. And in Waxhaw, there's a sock hop for socks on the 17th with the Progressive Arts Movement Center in Waxhaw. And adults have an upcycled book craft in Union West on the 15th. And the nonfiction throwdown, the reading challenge that we have every month. This year's theme is math and science. So that's it for the programs. But our big event coming up at the end of the summer is the Friends of the Library book sale. It's going to be on August 17th through the 21st. The 17th is a members only pre-sale night. So if you're not a member of the Friends, you can become a member and get to shop before everybody else. And you can become a member at any library location. And if you have books that you want to donate for the book sale, you can also drop those off at any library location before August 17th. So that's it for me this month. To see what else is going on in this library, pick up a Beyond Books, or you can check our website and check our social media channels. But until next time, keep reading, Union County.